What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the future of Henry Cavill being Kal-El, being Superman in the DCEU or in DC Worlds DC. We're not really sure what DC is doing in the future because they've not really said that much officially. Unofficially, we've been told things, but not officially. So we're most likely going to find out if one of these secret movies at DC FANDOME, you know, there's two secret movies, pretty much. One's Black Adam, maybe, and the other one could be Man of Steel 2. So we're going to find out August the 22nd what is going on. So if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any videos. At the 100,000 subscribe mark, I will be giving away something pretty darn cool, and the competitions on this channel are real. They're not fabricated, they are real. So let's get into this. So Henry Cavill is hit back at claims. Now, the headline for this title of this article is Henry Cavill responds to his return as Superman, rumors wanting to leave comments under aliases. So Henry Cavill basically wanted to comment on my YouTube video. That is so cool to know. So what's interesting here is we've got to backtrack a little bit, but not in that way, guys. Backtrack in the sense of where these rumors came from. So rumors were coming from major Hollywood websites. So is he referring to major Hollywood websites, or is he referring to individual content creators like me? We don't know. So you remember the story came out that Warner Bros. Wants Henry Cavill back. They just don't know what to do with him. Then it's like they do want him back, but only for multiple cameo roles. And then the next day it's like, no, that rumor is not true, deadline. And then it's like, but it is true, but they don't know what to do with him. So I think he's inferring to them kind of rumors, because it's really annoying when such a big company like Deadline or THR or something like that says something and they say it out of context. They don't really say the full story. So since Henry Cavill joined Snyder back in May for the screening of Man of Steel, which is pretty much one of the best superhero movies ever. So he broke the internet then, confirming that there will be the Zack Snyder Justice League movie coming out early 2021. Zack's vision of Justice League will be seen on the big screen. No, not really, unless you've got a big screen. So it's going to be HBO Max, although I think it would be cool if AT&T or HBO could do a special screening in cinemas. I think they'd make more money that way. So that is something that's pretty cool. So Henry Cavill's been all over the news recently, not just for him playing Geralt in season 2 of The Witcher. That's pretty much what he's been doing at the moment. And then he had an actor-on-actor interview with Patrick Stewart and Superman Henry Cavill. He basically said he feels like he is Superman. So that interview for me clarified what my sources have been telling me behind the scenes, but obviously I can't confirm or verify what I've been told, but I know what is going on and I know how this is going to play out. So it's going to be very interesting. All these rumors about Henry Cavill coming back, even the Hollywood trades get involved, but then they backtrack. They really did. So essentially the cameo role was on, then it was off, then it was on, then it was off. So I get a little bit annoyed with these bigger websites because they think they have validity. They think they're so cool, and then they get all these stories wrong. 1 minute is in, 1 minute it's out. It's nearly as bad as the Tom Holland fake PR press story that everyone was reporting. So let's go over what Henry Cavill said from his house in London. So, whilst Henry once again was interviewed by Variety responding to the rumours, he said this: "They get wilder and wilder by the day. The amount of speculation, the stuff I read on the internet. And from personal preference, in my opinion, it must be very hard to know something or have knowledge of something, but because you're obviously under NDA or you're in negotiations or you've got massive contract talks with big Hollywood studios, you're not allowed to chime in and say anything." So this is why Henry is not saying anything. He's not allowed. Obviously, his agent would get involved. So yeah, he just doesn't do anything until it's official. So it's extraordinary and sometimes frustrating. It's when you see people stating stuff as fact, like, no, that's not the case. That hasn't happened. And that conversation isn't happening. Interesting. Because you don't actually know what the context, what he's on about. He could be on about anything here. Like I said, the big trades are saying stuff. The little trades are saying stuff. The independent like me are saying stuff. But let me tell you, I was right about the Snyder Cut. I really was. And I got it right on HBO Max. Like I say, my DC sources, they know their shit. So, but the important thing is that people are getting excited about it. And I think it's important to be excited about a character like Superman. Superman is fantastic character. If people are chatting about it, and even if they're making up stuff, but I'm not making up stuff, Henry. You're probably on about like the bigger publications, fair enough. It's okay, because this means they want to see the character again. And in an ideal world, I would absolutely love to play the character again. So, it's interesting now because obviously we know that the mobile phone giant in America, AT&T, own Warner Bros. So it seems to me like he wants to play the role, but Warner Bros aren't allowing him to do something he wants in the contract. They're not saying, they're not playing ball. So it seems to me that if this doesn't happen, but I'm pretty confident that something is going to happen very soon based on what we've been told, that it's not Henry's fault because what he just said. Now, he goes in a little bit in more depth here, which is interesting. And there's one word that makes me think something's coming. And one of these secret movies will be Man of Steel 2. Henry lives and breathes Superman. Everyone, for the most part, would love to see him return for the role. Well, who wouldn't? Who else do you want to see? Tyler Hoechlin? Brandon Routh? Superman? Oh, yeah, there's the multiverse. Cool. But no, Henry Cavill's the main Superman from Earth 1. Henry says he's even thought about posting under an alias and commenting on these rumours. So basically, Henry Cavill watches my content. But who doesn't? So, I'm not going to lie. I've been very tempted. But there's something about that feels deeply immoral. And that's what I like. Henry Cavill's got great morals. Like I say, you watch this interview, he carries himself as a professional. There is not many people in Hollywood who carry themselves with so much charisma and energy like he does in every interview. Why wouldn't you want him representing your movie? No wonder people want it to be James Bond. When it's about Superman, and if I'm representing Superman, it just feels like the wrong thing to do. I'm going to let this all play out. Okay, that's the line, guys. Confirmed. Warstew verified, confirmed. No, I'm not verified, only on Vero. But he says here, I'm just going to let it play out. But hang on a minute. Let's go back up to this top line here. When he says, no, that's not the case. That hasn't happened. And that conversation isn't happening. Okay. It's when you see people stating facts. Like, no, that's not the case. That hasn't happened. The conversation isn't happening. Bro, what are you on about? So it's interesting because then it says, I'm just going to let it play out. Me saying something isn't going to make a difference. Because the contract's signed, maybe? We don't know. We're hearing a lot of crazy rumors at the moment that Ben Affleck's back, Joe Manganiello's back, Deathstroke versus Batman. But then they're like, but what's you? That can't happen. And then you're like, yeah, but Snyder Cut. I literally said it was always going to be coming. It was the case. Even Zachary Snyder himself thought it was going to take 20 years, but we knew it was coming. And then it says this. One day, people will know the truth. And if they don't know, it's now okay. So let's read this in one go. I'm going to let this play out. Me saying something isn't going to make a difference. Okay, so let me get it straight. He's obviously in talks now. It's not going to make a difference. What does really matter here? One day, people will know the truth. And if they don't, it's okay. Interesting. One day, people will know the truth. And if they don't know, now, it's okay. So, what does this mean? And then the article goes on to say, DC FANDOME is in August, and if anything Superman related is going to happen in 2020, it's going to be at the official capacity, and then it's going to take place in August. How do you feel about it, Henry Cavill? Well, as you know, guys, I know you guys love the Henry Cavill content on here. So, I'm not saying this confirms or verifies or says anything about what Henry Cavill means, but just I will leave the link to, I'm reading it off Geeks Vibes Nation. Very good website. But if you take them lines here, again, no, that's not the case. That hasn't happened. And the conversation isn't happening. Okay, the conversation's not happening, but then one day people would know the truth. I mean, either you know something we don't. Obviously, you do know something. But I would really love to know what's going on. But like I said, guys, from what we've been told from the sources, the exact same sources that told me that MODOK was going to be the villain of Marvel Avengers video game and the same source that told me the Zack Snyder cut was gonna come. That's why I kept reiterating it. The same source has told me that Henry Cavill is still Superman and everyone's gonna know it soon. So I don't really know what this means. It's very interesting. But in my opinion, this just reaffirms, like Henry Cavill's been saying since the Justice League 2017 movie came out, that he's still Superman. No need to worry, guys. I know there's a Tom Welling version somewhere. I know there's a Brandon Ruth version somewhere. I know there's a Tyler Hoechlin TV show coming out. But everyone wants the Henry Cavill version because we know it's true. And this, if you go on Twitter, has actually annoyed people because some people are like, so that means he's not gonna play Superman. And then other people are quoting what I just keep saying. I'm just going to let this play out. Me saying something isn't going to make a difference. So, as we know, he's managed by the same manager as The Rock business partner, former wife, Danny Garcia. There is something going on, guys. There is something going on. And we're going to find out. Now, if there is going to be any verified official news this year, it will come out in August the 22nd. That is when it will come out. But what's interesting is everyone, I've read a bunch of Twitter posts, War Stew GG. I don't really use Twitter, but if you want to get in touch with me, you can do it there or on Instagram at War Stew, on Twitch, War Stew, or anywhere, literally just War Stew, except for Instagram. Twitter, sorry. But what's interesting here, guys, is that everyone's kind of taking it the wrong way. It's interesting that a Hollywood actor has been so annoyed, so infuriated by what someone said. He nearly went under a fake alias to say something about this. It's just interesting. And then you got to think about the Ray Fisher comments. Now, we're not going to get into drama because we're not a drama-based channel, but I'm waiting for context. The reason I did a video about Ray Fisher and I deleted the same video was because there's no context. Him saying stuff like that, unless he gives actual context of what's happened, it's like a blanket statement. There was gross misconduct, abusive behavior on the set of the Justice League reshoots, but there's no context, so I can't really talk about it. If you guys want to talk about it down below in the comment section, that's cool, but I can't really talk about it openly in a video until there's context, because obviously John Berg's come out and denied it all and said it was about him saying booyah. So apparently Ray Fisher is annoyed because they wanted him to say booyah, which is literally, Cyborg from Teen Titans' favorite saying, and he says it in the comics and all that kind of good stuff. So it's very interesting. So like always, guys, in my opinion, and based on what I'm being told from people behind the scenes, The Rock, Black Adam, and Henry Cavill Superman will meet. And what is interesting here is at the DC FANDOME event, my boy, okay, he's not actually my boy, maybe one day he could be. The Rock is going to be on a Zoom call or whatever way they're doing it, Skype, whichever way they're doing it, at a DC FANDOME event. So we know something's happening, but we just don't know what it is. Come August, if Man of Steel 2 gets confirmed, then yet again, you guys can write down below in the comment section, oh my god, War Stew, you were right. Man of Steel 2 is coming. Oh my god, I can't believe you were right yet again. But at the same time, guys, if I'm wrong, I come out and say I'm wrong. I'm not one of these creators who will hide behind a keyboard and just not acknowledge it. If I'm wrong, if it's not ever confirmed, I'll be like, okay, my source was wrong. But like I say, guys, take it with a pinch of salt. But from what I'm hearing, the same person that told me about the Snyder Cut, yeah, this secret movie is Man of Steel related. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you could follow me on Twitch, that'd be cool. Twitch.tv/War Stew, and I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.